Just when you think you have it all figured out, Shonda Rhimes throws us for a loop, and we still have so many unanswered questions. We'll figure out what fate is actually worse than death when we break down Scandal Season 6, Episode 3, right after this.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
You gotta let it sink.
Yeah, it's coming. Wait for it.
You guys know this.
You know what's coming.
Mr. on the beat.
That's the way it was.
That's the way it was. He was good on with the faded moon.
Hey, with the censorship.
That's how Rihanna. Because you know when Rihanna sings, she like,
Yes.
she be feeling
Freddie and
it.
grind on it.
She does.
Don't get it twisted.
Don't get it.
Just
I know. We're singing the whole
Now we're
song.
just into this
Now
song.
we're just remaking the video.
I needed this episode tonight.
I did.
Needed Scandal.
Oh,
All right, Unity.
I like that.
what is up, everyone? Welcome to our after show. Obviously, we're all hyped to be here.
Right.
You needed us. We needed you.
Yes.
We're back. I'm your lead host this season. I'm Christine Alexis. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Christine Bean.
Awesome. And I'm Ryann Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham, and that's Graham like the Teddy Graham, and on Instagram at Instagram.
Well, I'm Parris Rose. I'm Twitterless, so find me on Instagram at Parris Rose and Snapchat. Like, hey.
Snapchat. And what's up, everyone? I'm Jessica Williams, and I have a new Twitter, so you can follow me at Miss Jessica WW. That's MISS, and my Instagram is Miss Jessica Williams.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks for keeping us updated so we know where to find you.
Try to make it easy.
Yes. And you, just a plug, you guys should definitely be following Jessica because she has the crazy theories and she's super on
Yes.
social media. So definitely
about
connect
it.
with her
Thank
and
you,
with
girl.
all of us.
Yes, all of us.
All right. So, whew, I know we have to catch our breath after this episode.
Our breasts. We have to catch our breasts. Those two. We have to catch all of them.
Those breasts have been
Breath
flying.
and breasts. They have been.
Going crazy.
I think it was actually the opposite in this episode. We didn't see a lot of breasts.
nothing.
No.
Sex
But we
scenes.
saw a lot of steamy scenes between Tom and Cyrus, which that's kind of a lot, ABC. I was a little thrown back by that.
Talk about innuendo.
Oh
We
my
talked about it
God.
last week. It was like, nope, in your face.
Yeah, like last week when he was like, "Oh, you like that grip?" When it was Melly and Marcus, it was like, "Oh, kind of this would." It was just like, "Oh, you were blatantly just being like that scene when they were up against the armoire." I wanna
Yes.
say.
Right.
The armoire. When they were up against that, and it was just like, "Say you want the power." Like I don't know. I was just like, "Oh my God, Tom!" Like I don't know if I can be watching this right now.
Right.
My mouth is not
baby.
true.
Now, does anyone know if Cyrus and Tom in real life are actually gay? You know?
I don't believe either of them are.
No, I know
think
Cyrus is
so.
not. I don't know about
Google.
Tom because I believe Cyrus, Jeff Perry, his wife was working on the show, and that's how he
okay.
kind of got involved. So I know that little fun fact, but Tom, I don't know. It's good to
Kudos
find
them,
out.
yeah.
Yeah, good scene.
Yeah, I
and-
love that ABC didn't shy away from showing that kind of intimacy.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love
Cool.
that.
Yeah.
Well, we definitely want you guys to send us messages. We are live. We are live every week, and we're on YouTube streaming. So please join us in our chat room. We're going to be reading some of the stuff that's going on. And I guess, can we just kind of touch on last week? There was a couple of predictions from the people
yes.
in our room, so we just want to acknowledge them. So M. Gladiator said that he thinks that it's Rowan. Okay, he thinks that's Rowan. He said he's always controlling his soldiers. So I agree with the theory that it could be the team. It could be Charlie, Tom, Jake, but Rowan is leading it all because they're all so loyal.
Right.
And just a shout out, One for All. YouTube, she said that, and this was in reference to Miss Angela Webster, you know, the girl that we're like, no ma'am, no ma'am. She goes, please get that FBI woman Webster out of the picture. Though frankly, it would be nice for Olivia to fight for her man for a change. Fitz's affection comes too easily, so she does have some competition for his attention.
I like
So some
that.
good feedback. So
Definitely a
right
good point.
Yes.
No, yeah, that's definitely giving us something to think about. And just from the little tidbit that we saw at the end of the episode, Angela Webster is still around, so
Yes.
I'm sure they'll explore that a bit more. But I definitely want to jump right into this episode. Some of our questions were answered that we were talking about last week, especially uncovering the real meaning behind the video footage of Frankie and Cyrus arguing. Turns out that they were arguing because Cyrus was involved in getting Frankie's campaign worker
Jenny
beat up.
I mean, it's on the block.
Yeah, Jenny from the block. Yeah.
But
Jennifer
in
Fields.
Cyrus's defense, he didn't know she was gonna get beat up. He thought that Tom was just gonna scare her, but he should have known that Tom
I'm
was gonna.
sorry, I have to disagree. I felt like he thought that Tom was going to kill her.
Well, he did.
yeah.
He said,
His
did.
reaction.
And he said, just,
but
you
he was
know,
like, do what you do. Like,
just scare her. He's like, she's a civilian.
Yeah.
So I think he thought, like, don't kill her. And he thought they were on the same page. But I don't think he was expecting that
was
beat face.
awesome.
No.
That face was crazy.
I feel like Cyrus, like a little bit of Frankie rubbed off on Cyrus. I think he actually was starting to become a good person. So I really don't think I knew he knew that Tom was going to do something, but I don't think he thought it was going to go that far at all. And so that was just crazy, like, to see that whole twist happen, because we find out just how crazy Tom is this episode. And, like, I don't know. It makes I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying this, but it makes me feel bad for Cyrus, and I'm like, I feel some type of way, because I'm like, I don't want to feel bad for Cyrus, but I'm like, I kind of feel for you here, like, man.
is it like a little too late though? I mean, Cyrus has been such a evil person, as I like to say, but he did make a turnaround. I agree. I think that Frankie was rubbing off on him, and he wanted to genuinely be his vice president, and so it's kind of hard to feel bad for him because of all that he's done. But one moment that I was like, wow, like I actually felt bad because I judged him during the entire episode was when he had the audacity, in my opinion, to tell Olivia, don't you dare say that I took that I put myself on the ticket. Don't you dare insult me, and don't assume that I don't have the skills to debate and do all of that. But then at the end, I was like, oh dang, it was Frankie that asked for him to be on the ticket.
It's crazy to me though.
You know, like, I mean, literally, I thought that he okay, I'm going to be on this ticket. Like, I thought that he literally placed himself.
I know he didn't literally do it, but he did set
still
him.
did.
He didn't. You're right. He didn't
I thought
call
he
him and say.
suggested himself, and he was like, okay.
He did it in a roundabout way. Like, he did it in a very Cyrus way, where he was like, I'm not gonna just say it. I'm gonna make you think it's your idea. Because remember, he did all that stuff by getting Alex fired, and
exactly,
and then suggesting Rose in, because he knew that he like. So I'm like, yeah, Cyrus like plays this game where he's like, I didn't do it, and I'm like, you are technically right, but like you also did
He's
it.
manipulated.
Yeah, I have to say, I feel like this whole episode, this whole overarching theme of the episode was like this whole plight for Cyrus. Is he really good? Is he really bad? We see all these different like sides to him throughout the situations, past and present, but I have to say, for me, it's too little too late. I just can't get behind it. Like, every scene that I know that they're like, okay, like, feel bad for him, kind of try and see from his perspective, I'm like, it just like goes over my head. I can't feel it for him because he's just so good. I mean, this is a testament to Jeff Perry as an actor too, but just Cyrus's character is just so good at playing the game. And like you said, he'll make you think it's your idea. He'll eliminate every other option so that it looks like it should be him. I just don't buy it.
Even the kudos to last episode. I mean, he acted as if he had no idea. He was in shock that Frankie was going to be shot. However, this episode, you actually didn't do it, but good God, you knew the whole plan.
Exactly.
You knew the
Up
entire
until the night.
time.
So the fact that he, you know, he's a good, like I said, he's a good little actor.
I don't know.
Ryan's going hard for the Speak on it. We want to know because
like the thing is that like I think that Cyrus is such a good manipulator that he manipulated himself, and so I think he's got it in his brain that he literally didn't do anything, because you're right, he did have that moment with Tom where he was like, I want to be president. That did happen, but then he also had a moment with Tom later who was like, no, this is done, don't do it, don't hurt him. And I think in Cyrus's mind he's like, that's enough. And so I think when we saw him be in shock last episode, he was literally in shock, like, oh, because I think he was realizing, I did this, like, not like literally I called the command, but I think his shock was more of like, oh crap, this was my fault. And I think that's why, like, it wasn't him acting. I think he was actually in shock because he's like, oh crap, I didn't stop that. And so I think that's where that shock was coming from. But I mean, I don't know. It just makes me feel bad for him because I'm like, I think he really did want to change.
I still stay with my original theory, Charlie. I see you. I see you.
On that theory.
Because I mean, it started off the episode him still trying to leave town. He keeps trying to go out of
came
town.
out right away.
He keeps being a distraction from the real work that OPA is trying to do.
Right.
It's like, shut up and let them investigate. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think that Tom did it. I think that Tom was. He wanted to do it for Cyrus, but I think there was a turning point when he realized, like, am I actually going to go this far for him? He doesn't love me. He doesn't appreciate me. I mean, all of those things. I was like, maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe
Tom is
he
loyal
didn't. I don't think
too.
he
So
did.
on kind of
He got
with
upset.
you, he is loyal to Cy, and so I think if Cyrus said no, then maybe he's just like, okay, no,
I'm not gonna do
I'm not
this.
gonna do it.
Maybe.
But
I don't know.
it could
you
go both
also-
ways.
'cause
Yeah.
he's also crazy.
Yeah.
Right, right.
You saw there's nothing behind his eyes are like
they're
ice.
dead.
It is crazy.
But you know what? At the end of the if people in the live chat, please answer, because I'm like, you guys can get you a Michael, which is Cyrus's current husband, but I think I want me a Tom. I want somebody who will go out and handle it, and I don't know.
Babe, you got that.
I said,
Yeah.
so I don't know. So let us know in the live chat. Do you want you a Michael or you want you a Tom? Because I'm Team Tom. I don't know.
Carmen shed a little light.
Oh,
both
yeah.
both Jeff and Brian are married, so
Oh.
neither one are gay in
Okay.
real life.
Good
Okay,
for
there you go.
amazing acting, open-minded, love them.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Would you guys do? Which would you prefer, a Michael or a Tom? Michael's all domestic and he's adorable, taking care
I
of the
love
baby.
Michael.
He is adorable.
He's so
really,
into
Sweet.
Ella.
Yeah, and protecting her. He was going on this rant. Oh, I'm just so mad at that teacher. How dare
I know.
He's like, she's
I wanted to
racist.
say she can't do that because she's a black little girl. I love
Smartest
this
man in his
passion.
class. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I need me a
That's great.
Michael.
All right, Team Michael, Team Michael.
No, I'm Team Tom.
No, Team
I'm
Tom.
I want
Yeah.
to be a
Love
crazy
Team
one.
Tom, Team Michael.
Maybe something in between.
Okay.
I need some characteristics from both of them.
Yeah, put you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since we're still talking about like Cyrus and his possible innocence, one thing I thought that was interesting was that, you know, I guess we can talk about Liz North now being back in the picture,
Dun, dun, dun.
which was interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think we'd see her this season, so that's cool. When she comes to him and offers her services to help him kind of get out of this sticky situation, he immediately says that like Liv is trying to frame him like saying that she's trying to steal the presidency and she's framing him. That's why I'm like, I don't know that I can get behind that he's really innocent. Like, he still keeps lying at every turn. Like, why would he say that?
Well, he might think it.
I don't think he's lying.
I think he actually thinks because she had that threat to him, and I think he might really believe like she is setting me up, and he knows what Olivia is capable of.
But how? Like, she didn't even know. Like, how could she have known to go kill Frankie?
I don't.
Because I feel like it was all Cyrus and Tom who were kind of like.
I don't think he's saying that she killed. I don't think Cyrus is saying that Olivia killed Frankie. I think he's saying she is setting me up for something I didn't do.
Yeah.
And like that I do, because like when he went on that rant, I was like, I mean, he's reading her because like no, legitimately,
I feel like
he had
that
a point.
flashback like kind of speaks to that, but I don't know. That just didn't sit well with me personally. But
Maybe
I
because
didn't
of
see it
how
that way.
aggressive Olivia was being with her approach to him, because he's like, whoa, like we're friends. I mean, we go way back, but yet you're coming to me without even asking. You just assume, and then you just imply, and then you're, you know, kind of intense. With Liz North coming back in, I was like, oh, they're just bringing back all these people.
I know, right?
We talked about it last week. We're like, where did Tom go and Michael? Okay, so everybody's back now except Susan.
And also
And
except
Alex.
for
Right?
also
Still waiting.
the actress who played Jake's wife is also different. Like I peeped at the
Yes.
first
Oh, I
episode and I
didn't
actually
notice.
saw it online. They're like almost everybody from season 5 returned except for her.
Is there a reason, or there's no
I shouldn't
backstory?
say, they were just like kind of commenting on
Might
it.
have like a conflict.
I find Elizabeth, her entrance, pretty interesting, because I feel like this is just who she is. Like, she's not a white hat wearing gladiator,
No.
but we need
gets
something
down
else
and
for
dirty.
her. She has a black beret. I don't know, cowboy hat. Not the beret. I'm sorry, I don't know where I got that from. But she has something else on. She needs some black lipstick because she's always like, so. you need help?
Yeah.
I'm here. And she always tries to negotiate it for a top position in the White House.
Yeah,
But
never,
she
it's
never
never
said
anything.
chief of staff, though. I thought she was going to go for the big guns and be like, I want to be VP, homie.
Yeah.
Come on.
But I think she's smarter than that. I think she's smart enough to have power, but stay out of the light. And I think that is where she likes to be, is like just enough to where she can do her thing and get
I
what
feel
she
you on
wants, but
that.
like that way she can pull out and be like, I never.
Because she
did
has
this,
so
that.
much power, because she was the chair of the RNC,
Yeah.
and she has all of this money, so she manipulates
doing?
the Republican Party behind the scenes.
Also,
Well, do you
she.
guys- sorry.
She's also not married.
No.
Do you also guys remember? I'm not sure which season it is when Huck like terrorized her.
Oh,
Yeah.
She must have
They're-
scars.
Four,
She have a kid in the show?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah,
She has a daughter.
I remember she was with her. He was with her
Yeah,
daughter.
it's
creepy.
I
Yeah.
always think about that. Like, how is she? Like, how can she be in the same room with them ever?
I think she has some skeletons in her closet
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
so that's why. But also, she looked fantastic tonight. Portia de
de
Rossi.
Rossi.
Crawling
Yes.
through those bushes.
Yeah, right. I was like,
Little
you
dirt
look-
stain
you
on her
look-
shirt.
Yeah, the one dirt stain, but she looked great.
It's
She
like
looked great.
inspiring me to like
So
look back on her character and like remember everything that she was doing.
She's
now that
been
she's
through a
back.
lot. She's
She
forgiven.
has.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she came in aggressive when she first entered the scene, talking to Cyrus, like, okay, this is what I need to happen.
Yeah.
Which I almost forget, honestly, that that Fitz and everybody are Republicans.
Yeah.
That's weird.
You know,
I
because
know.
he's kind of like, he has I don't know, a softer side and like to take some liberal approaches.
Yeah.
You know,
That was
Well,
cool of
they-
Shonda Rhimes to do.
And they paint him that way in this show. They make it seem like he's a very middle of the road Republican, like
Yeah.
Republican by party, but like he has a lot of across the aisle policies. That's the way they paint his character.
Yeah.
So it's cool
Yeah.
to see that in this fantasy world can happen. Because in reality, it's not. I do love how the show pokes at reality sometimes. Because did you know when Abby walked in and she goes, "The news has been out for one day and the Dow's down 400 points already," and I'm like,
Yes.
but like that actually happens when Donald Trump tweets. So
Yes.
like, so it's so funny how they'll
story.
throw in some little like, yeah, this is kind of life right now, and we just live.
you know
with
what's
it.
funny about what you're saying is that line that we talked about last week. I think you brought it up, Ryan, about the Constitution is burning.
Yeah.
That line. So I was reading, and Shonda Rhimes actually commented about that, and she's like, it's so ironic that we did put that in there because they wrote the script apparently last summer. So it was before the election.
Yeah.
And it's like how, because typically Scandal, they're really good at keeping things like writing, closer to the recording time. And keeping things very locked in. So sometimes their actors do not get the script until like a day or hours before they're about to shoot, just to keep it in suspense. So the fact that that was written so far, you
And
know,
it still made it.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's still relevant.
Then I blame Shonda for this mess that we're in. She spoke that
spoke
into
it.
existence.
Exactly.
She wrote it into
Existence.
existence, and look at us now. Like,
Oh my God.
And
It's
also
your fault,
staying
Shonda.
relevant. Sorry, Vargas trying to stay relevant too with his
Oh, yeah.
fleek and woke
Woke.
talk. Oh, I just love
Frankie
that.
Vargas,
How cute is that?
That was hilarious.
And I think I really love about that is that was a good dig at Hillary Clinton because she was on the
Right.
trail.
Right.
When did you guys hear when
I
she
got
was
hot
on?
sauce in my
Yeah,
bag.
I'm like,
Yes,
if you
like-
don't, she goes, and she tried to play that down. Like she was on the Breakfast Club. Yeah, I keep hot sauce in my bag. We're like, no, you don't. And she goes, what do you mean? I don't understand why that's a reference. I'm like, Beyonce didn't just drop a whole
Right. She's trying to
I
relate to the
really-
battle.
I was so annoyed.
Wait. As I'm a Hillary supporter.
I am too,
But
but
listen, it did come out, and this was from people that worked in the White House. The biggest amount of inventory that they did keep for her actually was hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
See,
So
I
it was
felt very
justified. It
responsible
did seem like
overall.
pandering. It did, but it was revealed that
Good for her.
Okay.
she's a hot sauce
She can take the
lady.
tapatio
So
and the sriracha.
they just cook some books and say, yeah, we bought a bunch of hot sauce. Let's update the Amazon.
Right? That's what I was thinking, but
Sure.
I actually want to talk about two other characters in this episode that I think really were kind of pivotal in their own small ways, and that's Abby and Fitz. Because I personally think that something is brewing between Abby and Liv. Like, we haven't seen them interact as much this episode, but it feels like at every turn, Abby keeps driving the point home that like Liv is playing Fitz, that she is just being relentless and she's not happy about it. Like, I'm curious if they're ever gonna butt heads again, or like how this is gonna continue to play out.
I do feel like that's going to be a thing because I feel like Abby wants to be right so bad, and so I think
Yeah.
she's like, I know I'm right, because she's trying to be. I'm not saying she's trying to be Olivia, but Olivia has
trying to be Olivia.
right. But like, I feel like she's trying to do it so much that like at this point, she's like, "Oh, I'm right. I know I'm right," and she's trying to shut down Olivia before she can even make a move. And unfortunately, she's just wrong. And like Abby, she is though. We know that she is actually wrong. And so it's like, Abby, like, you need to let it go. And I don't think she will. Speaking of that, no, go for it. There was just a funny tweet that someone had. I was going to spread these little tweets out. It was from someone named Sam, and the Twitter name is Sam Bam XO. That's her funny. And they had this funny little meme saying Abby calling Olivia mistress, and it's like a funny little thing of a guy saying, "So this is what you're not gonna do." And it's just like, that's funny because I do think they're gonna get into it.
That's how I felt. I thought that Abby overstepped, like she, tiptoeing the overstep line a lot. She says, "Oh, the world, is gonna." What if the world knew that your ex-mistress was trying to convince you that your ex-chief of staff is now a murderer? Okay, first off, we all know that Cyrus is a murderer.
Right.
That's like nothing new.
Right.
Nope.
I do think that Abby is trying so hard to be Olivia, and it's so pathetic. I'm like, girl, get it together.
Shots fired.
I think she's trying to separate herself from Olivia. I think she's trying to be her own powerhouse, and it's just not working.
By being exactly like Olivia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm cool too, I'm smart too, but really it's like, but you're not. You're not there yet.
I think Abby, like, where her character is right now, she's worked so hard to get to that position. Like, she's literally just put in the hours, dealt with Fitz through all of those scandals and crises. And I think that, like, she sees Liv winning and being right and moving forward as just a threat to her whole existence there. Like, think about it, their administration is on the way out. Yeah. And it's like, this is like the last run for Abby. So I feel like she just wants to, like, take control.
Because what power is she going to have after this, really? Because now that they're gone, it's not like she's going to have an office in Cyrus or Melly's house.
Exactly.
So it's like, what can she really do?
That's why I'm like curious, like, why? Like, there's so much tension brewing between them. I'm like, Abby, you're not going anywhere after this. Like, what does it serve to you to, like, be in Liv's way? Like, it never works out well for someone.
Are you gonna?
No, you're
okay.
good.
No, I do. I don't know why she does keep getting in the way, but I think that she pulled the last shot last week when she prevented. When she told Melly about Olivia sending Marcus to the White House to be the press secretary, like, that was just out of line, and clearly the only person that could have did that was Abby. And that's another thing. Like, why is she so adamant about Melly not being in the White House? Because did Cyrus, maybe there's something in the back end of her and Cyrus. Maybe
I just think there's just so much more to Abby and, like, her involvement, because it just doesn't make sense to me, like, why she's doing the thing that she's doing. I don't get it. And I also wanted to talk about Fitz, because I actually thought, like, he put on his big boy pants this episode. I feel like Fitz doesn't normally make, like, really definitive decisions. Right. Yeah. But he, like, straight up asked Cyrus, like, you will resign, or I'm gonna try you and convict you, and you're gonna die, and all this stuff. I was like,
it was pretty mean. I thought
it was very intense, but, like, I just didn't see that from Fitz. I'm like, wow.
In the moment, I actually thought Fitz was wrong because I wasn't sure if Cyrus was actually guilty at all. Right. So I was like, stop, Fitz, stop, don't mess up.
He was going on.
Speaking too soon.
This is all going to backfire on you.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was thinking.
This.
So when it came out that possibly, because we still don't know yet for sure, that Cyrus had something to do with the killing of Frankie, I'm like, thank the Lord, because I don't want Fitz to be wrong. I really don't want Fitz to be wrong. He finally put on his big boy pants, and then if he was wrong, it would have really been like...
Because, like, that's a hell of an ultimatum to give somebody. And, like, that's
I just
crazy.
thought about something in reference to the motive behind Abby. With her thing, I think that she just wants to shut out Olivia at every stop. So she knows, even though she doesn't have a position with either, administration, possibly she will, but she knows that as long as Olivia is in the picture, she will always reign supreme. And Olivia is getting the same type of power over Melly that she did with Fitz. Right. Like, that's going to be her right-hand man. And it's kind of like when Elizabeth Norton, she felt the same way, and that's why she remember when she released that, the footage exposing Fitz and Olivia's relationship. She was the leak because she was frustrated about being in the Oval as Fitz's chief of staff, and no matter what she said, Olivia came back in and she overpowered her. So she wiped her away. So they just feel insignificant, and they feel like, you know what? Let's put Olivia out. So I think that's her motive, maybe. What y'all think? Let us know.
Do you think Abby should be going this hard? Are you like, no, take a seat, take a step back.
No, sit down.
Oh,
Honey.
but
Have
can
several
you
seats.
can you try to put yourself in Abby's shoes? Like, hey, I'm working. I'm a hard worker. I'm smart. It's
just so much bigger than her.
She deserves something.
But I agree, because in Abby's, I agree.
Okay.
I agree it's bigger than her, but think if I was Abby, I can imagine being like, because she does work her ass off. Like, I mean, Abby is like doing her job.
On the coattails of Olivia and OPA. Without her, she wouldn't have ever gotten to the White House, ever. She was her minion.
Ever? I don't
Yes,
know.
she was her minion. There was no
I know,
connection. OPA didn't have any connection to the White House outside of Olivia.
Well, she had a connection to the White House in a roundabout way through David Rosen.
Yeah.
Well,
but even
was
that
still-
was through.
that was
Yeah,
Olivia.
everything, all these connections are through Olivia. It's true.
Olivia got him the AG job and separated.
Yes, I mean,
Abby and
you're
him,
right,
yeah.
but I still feel like Abby is qualified. Like, regardless of how she
She
got
is
there,
qualified.
Yeah.
And she does a good job.
do
For
a good
sure.
job.
I
And
agree.
like, so I can imagine her being frustrated, being like, literally, listen to me for once. And listen, let's not pretend that Olivia has never been wrong before, because
Yeah.
she has. And so I think
Abby-
that is also Abby being like, because Fitz does look at Olivia like she is just, you can do no wrong. I mean, not all, he has had his moments, but for the most part, it's, she can do no wrong. And I think Abby's like, wake up, like, stop, that's not reality.
I think also the reason why this is so significant to me is because, like, this isn't the first time that Abby and Liv have gone head to head. Like, think about last season when Abby had that file, like, about Liv's abortion that she got for Fitz, and she was about to, like, use that against her. You know what I mean? Like, they've had points where they were really about to just
Blow
take
up.
it to the next
Yeah.
level against each other, and, like, tension subsided. But I think it's going to go, keep
gonna
happening. And especially now that, like, it's not all said and done, because we see at the end of that teaser for next week that Cyrus is like, I didn't do it. And I'm like, damn it, can we just figure out who did it already?
Yeah.
Who did it?
But I'm like curious if Abby's gonna somehow work her way into that situation and get Cyrus off again. I feel like I just don't know
She's a
what's gonna
wild
happen.
card.
She's a wild
She
card. Like,
is.
I don't know
Definitely a
how
wild
she's
card.
gonna affect the way this all plays out.
So people in our live chat are tuning in, and the question that you guys posed earlier in reference to Team Michael or Team
Good,
Tom. Everyone's like, Team Michael.
No one's ever
You
team
all keep your Michaels, and me and Tom.
He wants the psycho. Okay.
And Ashley Powell says that Abby needs to go back to OPA. She wants her to leave the White House altogether.
Like, is anyone else bothered by Abby? Like, tweet us. Let us know.
Yeah.
What do you think is going on?
About me. Oh, also, but can we talk about Jenny Fields? I mean, like,
Jennifer Fields?
Jennifer. I don't know. I just call her.
Because Frankie
He's on a
Jenny
big
are
basis.
friends.
Jenny
We're
Rock.
friends, actually. But can we talk about her and Vargas? Like, what do we think? Because I know Vargas like adamantly denies that this
Right.
happened. But I mean, I see Cyrus's point, because when they got off that bus and she let me brush your tie, I was like, I don't know.
Let's not forget, her friend, like, openly said that they were involved.
Right. And so
he wasn't
somebody's
wrong.
lying.
Yeah.
Somebody's lying.
I think Frankie
think
just
Frankie
tried to
is.
cover, like, save face.
Trying to be a
Yeah.
good guy. I mean, he's a good guy, but he's like
He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
How are they making us love his character so much and he's dead?
Hey.
Like, we're like 3 episodes in love with
thing
Frankie,
is,
and he's just not here anymore.
I feel like people love to build people up because we love to watch idols fall. Like, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so maybe that's what they're doing with him. And like, maybe he really, I think he's lying. Because you're right.
He's lying too.
There's nothing else about him. And this one thing is like, this is kind of weird. This is the first time we're like, I don't know about
Yeah.
that. And so I feel like that is going to blow up and we're going to find out that like,
Cyrus did say he's very much like Fitz in that
It's
respect,
true.
like with the mistresses. And
100%, and that's what's like, and I like that's why like again I felt bad for Sai, because I'm like, Sai has been caught up in Fitz's affairs for like ever, and so his mind probably thinks, all right, I need to nip this in the
Naturally, yeah.
bud because I know where this like he even said that I know where this is going, and so like I mean I'm not don't beat the girl up, but like
Right.
I get why he was like this needs to be handled, and
Yeah.
Speaking of the girl's friend though, that scene where she was in the parking lot, stop up, 911,
I was like, you've watched Miss Congeniality one too
Or
many
took
times.
in self-defense classes
Yeah.
because they're like groin, punch in the face.
Yeah, it's like
I'm
don't
like,
say it out loud
Yeah.
before you do it. You're warning him.
Poor girl.
And Huck's just like,
And of all people to come up to her, it's Huck. Like,
Right.
that would never work. He would probably like
Exactly.
skin her alive before she can say stop.
Yeah.
like,
that was funny.
But she really was trying
That
to
was
fight.
so
He's like,
She tried it.
so hard. But yeah, that situation, I mean, Jennifer and Frankie, I don't know why they really pointed out that October 4th. I mean, I know it was to connect the fact that that's the day that Cyrus run the
VP of
debate, and that's when the girls started working. But I mean, I just felt like there had to have been some type of past with Frankie and Jennifer. If that was her first day starting, why was she all up on him that intense? Like, that was a bit much.
You are. I didn't think about that.
That was I'm like, they seem just very familiar.
Yeah.
Maybe it just popped off right away.
With that, when she came to see Frankie and Frankie and Cyrus walked in and she acted all afraid. Like, I'm sorry, how did they find out that Cyrus had anything to do with her face
That's
getting
what I'm
skinned
saying.
up?
And why did Cy just own up to it right away? I mean,
Yes,
Frankie gave him
that is true.
the disappointed dad look, but he didn't have to.
He was like, I did it, sorry.
Right. And that's unlike Cy.
But I guess in my mind, I think Cyrus knew. And since he knew he was involved in some way, I think he just fessed up because he was like, oh, I know that this is my fault. And before you even come at me, because I think Cyrus was trying to change and be like, hey, let me own up to this before I try to lie about it. Because I do think that he was trying to be a better person. And so in that vein, he was trying to do the right thing by saying, I had something to do with this.
Frankie know?
I don't think he was trying to do
Frankie
the right
knew.
thing.
I think Cyrus just did it. Like,
Did you
No,
see Jennifer's
Frankie
face?
said it first.
Did he?
Yeah, when the girl, when Jennifer walked out, she was all scared of Cyrus first. She scooted over. And then Frankie looked at him kind of like, how could you do this?
Well.
I was like, how?
And he just, boom, out.
Well,
Yeah,
she
he
said, we don't know what she
Like,
said.
I would never.
What
Did
does
you
she
see
know?
Jennifer's
Does she know
face?
Tom? Does she know Tom and Cyrus's connection? Like,
Exactly.
Did Tom
that
say
was a
anything?
disconnect to me.
Pause.
Okay.
Now, you guys saying this, and like now this is a theory, everybody.
Okay.
Theory alert.
What if Jenny from the block is friends with Tom,
Oh, shoot.
and he set this up to get Cyrus back for all of this? Because he left, remember, Cyrus left him. And so he set all this up. And so when she went to Vargas and was like, this happened, Tom could have been like, I'm going to do this to you. When you get there, make sure you say that this happened. And then she did happen to leave this camera in that room that happened to get to the FBI, that happened to let, like, I'm telling you.
And she's the one that
and
made
she's
the
the one
phone
who made the
call.
phone
Cyrus.
call. So
Cyrus
I'm
did it.
saying,
That's good. I
I'm
like
saying
that. I like
maybe
that.
Tom is working with Jenny, and because we don't honestly, we Jenny's dead. We don't know that Jenny's dead. That she was in that house exploded. We don't know.
And you know what? Yes,
I'm just
because the only
saying.
proof that they had, Quinn came in the room and said, "Oh, does this Jenny girl wear a ring that's X, Y, and Z?" And Charlie was like, "Yes, she does." Charlie.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway,
I'm just saying.
But no,
That's
but all they
wild.
She left
had
that
was the
camera.
camera. All they had was the cut off hand with that same ring that they.
I'm telling you,
guys are feeling
because I'm saying
I
that
like
don't make
that.
sense. I'm like, because she just happened to leave this camera, and it just happened to catch it, and then the FBI just happened, and Charlie just happened to be like, oh, this extra file. That don't make sense.
And something to support that, I thought it was so weird that the footage that Olivia and OPA had of that video started at like 4 minutes.
There.
Yeah.
Like, y'all didn't see the whole
Nothing
top of the
else. You
conversation.
didn't see her sitting there beat up.
Right.
Right. That don't
like
make
it
sense.
started at that time.
Tom did. I'm sorry. I'm with
That
you.
makes sense.
I like it. I
Now,
like
that
it.
part of the theory is definitely interesting because it seems like in the scenes following, like OPA finds out after the fact, they're like, wait, so there was an involvement. Let's investigate how he found out about it. And it was on the video footage. So how did they not see that? That's a really good point. I
Goodness.
don't know if I can get my head
Really?
around that theory. That's crazy.
It's a
I know
crazy theory.
That's definitely
deep.
like
That's digging deep,
Because
but I like it.
Tom, I feel like we saw how crazy Tom is tonight. I do not put it past him this being a long game because he even said, bit my lip trying. I was excited.
Yeah.
He even said their fate's worse than death, and I think this is a long game, and he's been playing it for a while. And it's like, all right,
That's actually good. I want to pose that question to our Twitter followers and people following on YouTube and Facebook and
Live,
wherever.
yeah.
Like, what fate is worse than death for Cyrus? Like, is it him rotting away in jail for this? Is there something more that you think is going to happen?
I think
know.
public. Well, first Denise says good theory.
Thank you.
Okay, all right
Thank you.
now, all
Right.
right. That was good. I'm still.
I
I'm still
know.
caught up in that web. But I think that it was. What was the question?
What fate is worse than death for Cyrus?
Yes, rotting in the cell, public humiliation, and him having his alleged presidency snatched from him.
Whole career is done.
Yeah.
that is
Whole
you're right.
career.
Yeah.
Because even him that speech, that monologue he gave about like I wanted everyone to like look up at me, and like he gave that whole speech about how like kind of he was just like awkward kid, and he's like one day they're all gonna look up to me and blah 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 blah. So I think that being dashed is worse than death for him. For him.
Christine, how do you feel about that speech? Because you're like definitely anti-Cyrus. Like nothing is making you feel for him. In that moment, I felt for him.
Okay, so that moment, I had the little eye twitch a little, like just a little, and I was like, damn. If that's all true, then okay, I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little bit bad for him.
Okay.
I definitely did, but
I'm still.
I don't know, because I thought, because I just think everything that Cyrus says is a game, like it's a manipulation. I don't think that he. Like, even in the scene where Tom has, like, the pistol right to his mouth and he's telling him, like, I never loved you, I used you. I think that was him trying to, like,
Can we pause there for a second?
Sure.
What the actual F? If someone has a gun to
Why
your face,
fire them
Well,
up?
that's what I was gonna say. I think that he was
Yes.
manipulating him. I think he wanted to just be like, I'm gonna hurt him somebody. He's not gonna even do it. Because he just thought, he got choked up and stopped. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like
I
it was.
wouldn't. I wouldn't take the risk.
It seemed
I mean, he's
combined.
a wild boy for that. That was super bold.
Yeah,
I
it's like
like
I
Tom.
felt like he was provoking him, but in the same time he was taking responsibility and accountability to Tom's feelings.
Being like, I'm sorry I hurt you.
Yeah, because he was like, oh well, I loved Frankie. I never loved you. I was using you,
And
and I see it now. But it was like that gasp, like get over that bridge, like
Yeah.
get to the point, and maybe that's what connected
He
with
was
Tom.
calling his bluff. Like, I don't know if he thought Tom would actually do it.
Well, normally
And then
people be
Tom
like, shoot
started
me, shoot
barking
me.
and
Yeah.
all this extra Tom.
Oh my God.
Like,
That was
Those
great.
were- we
I
were
gotta
all
say,
like,
that was.
I was like, excuse me, sir.
In the end, I got the analogy, but while he was just barking, I was,
I was
like,
like, hold up.
We all were just like,
Excuse me.
I think even Sai was like, should I continue talking or what? I don't
Is this in
know.
the script, Shonda? Shonda, I think something's wrong.
oh my God.
The straight face too.
I felt so bad for Tom though. He really
Yeah.
just got like used and abused from like day one. Like,
By everyone, by Rowan, by Cyrus, just by
Yeah.
everyone.
I wouldn't use you, Tom.
Uh-oh.
I forgot you like the
Teen
psycho.
Tom.
You need the
Teen
crazies. Gotta
Tom.
keep the crazies. You do.
gosh.
That's hilarious.
All right.
Yeah, no,
So-
but Shady Boots of the moment. 'Cause,
Okay,
sorry,
Shady
my
Boots.
Shady Boots of the moment. I feel like it was Cyrus when Jeannie gets off the bus and he goes, "Who's this?"
Yeah. She's all talking, and who are you?
Yeah, she goes, "Hi, who is this?" Like, how shady? Like he didn't even he didn't give her a chance. Who's this?
Yeah.
It's true.
I like
Shady
that.
Boots.
Made me
Shady
laugh. Made me
Boots. I
giggle.
love that.
I don't
Yeah.
know. That was me. That was all I'm
Another
gonna say.
shady moment was when Olivia was like, after Cyrus got off the stage after the VP debate, you did good.
you were
Yeah.
impressive.
You're surprised?
Impressive. You knew your stuff. Okay. He was like, how long have I been running this nation?
That's one of those
Okay.
backhanded compliments.
Right.
Liv totally came for his. I mean, not Liv. Cyrus totally came for her neck with that. He was like,
Yes.
"Excuse me," like, and he didn't let it go. He went into a whole
He's like, no,
tangent
no,
about you better
you-
put some respect on my name. Like,
Yeah.
in all intents and
with
purposes,
the
that's
K.
what he was saying.
But the best
put some
part
respect on my name.
And she didn't even care after. In the end, she was just like, yeah, no, still don't care.
Liv is never ruffled.
Yeah, right?
And then she
I'm
walked
gonna
away
prove
bouncing
it.
that
Right
Olivia
there.
bounce.
Yes.
You watch your back.
You better not. But one thing that scene did expose that we didn't know in that flashback is Liv has been coming for Cyrus
for a
for
while.
a while.
For a
And every
while.
time she likes to declare it, I see you.
I'm coming for you.
I see. We see each other.
I'm glad you do.
Oh my gosh.
I love it. I'm so here for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was that.
So good.
No, I feel like it's kind of early, but I definitely want to dive into our predictions because. Oh, can we cue the lights? Thank you.
And now, for AfterBuzz TV.
No, yeah. I feel like I already have my prediction out of the way.
Lead the way.
No, I had it. I said it. I
Oh,
think,
you had it. Okay.
I think that Tom and Jenny are not like together, but I think they're working together, and I think he is keeping her somewhere hidden, and she's gonna pop back up. She's not
Yeah, I
dead.
like that.
She ain't dead.
Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Or whatever.
What to do, Paris? What's your prediction?
Oh, I'm sticking with Alex. I know it seems crazy.
She hanging
but
on
listen,
for dear
guys,
life.
guys,
It's
where
gonna be
the
the
hell is Alex?
The
His
season
brother
finale.
died.
And Paris is sitting up there.
Carmen Sandiego?
I think Alex did it.
Where is he? I want him back.
Oh my God.
I just think that it's weird. But if it's not Alex, I am definitely on board
It's
with your
Jenny.
theory.
Jenny did it.
Tom and Jenny.
And Charlie. We'll toss him.
And Charlie, maybe. Yeah.
The
Miss
whole-
Jessica Williams.
Ooh.
You're up.
Goodness gracious. Okay, my theory. This is deep. This is deep. Goodness. You know, you gotta search deep
Yes.
for a theory or a
Pull it out,
prediction.
pull it out.
So what do we know? We know right now that Mellie may walk into the White House. We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
Right.
So
We
that
get
was
there.
like a guessing, like, okay, well, something's going to happen, the OMG moment. So what is going to be revealed? I mean, I still stick by my theory that it's Charlie. And I think that I like your theory, and our theories combined.
They can
Yes.
They can marry. Yeah, I'm sticking. I don't have. I mean,
Charlie.
I don't have
Yeah.
anything new to add to it besides the point that I feel like each episode keeps crossing an
It
X over
does.
somebody else's
Someone like,
face
"Wait,
that
they
say,
didn't do it."
"Not you,
You didn't
not
do
you."
it.
I think we need to
not
get
you.
some little like
I know,
filters
just
or
cards.
Yeah, we
something.
need the whiteboard.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Whiteboard.
Who done it's mystery. I love it.
Yeah.
Who done
Can
it?
we? Oh,
Oh,
What are your
my
predictions, girl?
theory, my predictions. Okay, I haven't quite developed like a long-standing theory like you guys, but so I think that Jake has a lot more to do with everything that's going on, specifically because we didn't see him this episode, which I
at
found
all.
interesting because
Seen him.
online they said that he was directing this episode and that it was going to be
Which
more
is
about
probably
him.
why. Yeah, he directed it.
So I'm curious to know, because in a recent interview, Scott Foley, who plays Jake's character, also described how important this, where Jake is in this timeline, how important that is to everything that's happening. So I'm still really curious to know what that's about, how he's gonna affect how things turn out,
Right.
and where the storyline can possibly go from here if Cyrus is in jail, presumably convicted for his involvement in this crime, and still saying that he didn't do it. Like, come on. I need answers.
What do you
So
I need answers.
I agree. That's
I'm
weird.
super just like, I need something cleared up.
I just thought about something, Tom, because we kind of talked about whether or not he did it. Like, I'm saying that Tom didn't do it. So, but he's so psychologically wounded that I feel that he would confess to something to harm Cyrus. Like, I feel like he didn't do it, but his get back to him is, I didn't do it, but guess what? I'm going to
screw you
frame
over.
like, not frame you, but I'm going to say that you ordered me to do it. So we're both going to go down.
Yeah.
I feel like
that's what happens.
That's Tom's. You
Okay,
know,
so that's what confused me about it. I was like, what is Tom's angle?
Right,
Because
why
I feel like
be
you're trying to
in
get back his side, but you saying that clears it up. Because I was like, wait,
It's like,
why
yeah.
would you say? And so he's doing it to throw himself on the sword, but also
Exactly.
bring Cy with him and say,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm going down, you're coming down with me, and I want you to know that I did this to you.
Right.
Yeah,
Got it.
and
I don't think it's Tom for the very reason that in Scandal, when they reveal who it is, they do a flashback and they show, like, in black and white,
Yeah,
him
you see
like
it.
shooting him. They didn't show it at all after his confession, so it makes me think it didn't really happen.
No,
it's not
he's-
Tom.
They're not going to give it up that easy.
I
gonna
agree.
drag,
I don't think
yes.
Tom shot the gun.
Right.
No, but I do. I
think-
really.
I think
They're all
Tom. I still think
connected.
that Tom blew up the girl's house,
I
Jennifer's house.
do think he did.
I think that.
And
for
I don't know
sure.
if
we
it
don't
was
think
like
Charlie did that.
But like you said,
I
it's
don't
working
know. Yeah,
together.
I don't know if she's actually did, or if she like stopped being a part of the plan, or she did something wrong.
But they found her hand.
But but what we're saying is that
Yeah, they found eight
made a
hands.
point
No
to,
DNA matching.
they made a point to say this is the girl. When Quinn came into OPA with that hand in a bag, she goes, "Okay, we think we have the girl Charlie. Does the girl wear a ring that's like a red ruby?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yes." And she's like, "This is her hand."
Yeah.
And that's
So
what I'm saying.
They made
like,
a point to say that, and you're right. There's
So
no
we didn't-
DNA.
so we didn't
No
see the
DNA.
body.
And that's
we
what
don't
I'm
know if
saying.
it actually happened.
And then again, she could actually be dead, but that doesn't mean that she wasn't at some point a part of it. And then they were like, you are either A, expendable, or B, you stopped being down with the plan, so you had to go. You know what I mean?
Because that's
not above
that's
them.
my thought process. Like, even if she was, like, how does that change things? Like, what is her involvement? Like, how does that change the story? So
Helping Cyrus with the phone call, and Tom, helping Tom make a phone call about Cyrus.
And
And Tom
and
said
filming that
earlier when
thing.
he wanted to kill Frankie, Cyrus was like, "I love him. He's done this." He was like, "But he's played his role."
Yeah,
so
he's
he's
good
quick
for
with,
you.
with cutting
Yeah.
people off after
They
Yeah.
used their
after
purpose.
they've done their time. Yeah.
Gosh, you guys
I just
are
love a good mystery, so I'm just so excited because the past seasons have been kind of predictable in a way, and I was getting a little like, where's the excitement? But this whole season
Yeah, it's
has me
good.
like, yes.
Yeah.
I love that I don't really know what's gonna happen, so that's great. It's
Well,
Great.
allegedly Millie is going to be president, and that's one of the tweets from tonight, which was really funny.
Ooh.
It was from Jordan James on Twitter. She was saying, me sitting in bed, knowing that Shonda has something planned since things are looking too good for Millie. And then it's a gif of a girl from the Bad Girls Club with like her bonnet on, being like, And I'm like, that's so true, because things are looking too good for Millie.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Damn, I
They
feel
are
bad for
things
Melanie.
are so good for
She
her.
always gets things snatched from
Ooh, is there
her
a
right at
theory
the
in that?
end.
What's
Live
happening?
chat. Aaron Henry said Jenny was B613.
But I'm saying legitimately, like,
She came out of nowhere, and maybe
And
it's still growing at the top.
I'm saying he still knows what's going on. That ain't
my
over.
God.
That was good.
Who was this, Aaron? Yes.
Saying.
Wow,
Yes,
shout out to
Aaron.
you guys for the clutch, funny tweets and for the crazy theories.
Lord.
Thank you so much again for always joining us in the live chat and keeping it interesting on our panel. Super, super dope. Damn, that gives us a lot to think about going into next
much.
week.
No, I'm
Can't
not.
wait.
Honestly, I go home and think about these things. So thank you guys in the live chat. Really,
For sure.
Some popcorn over it.
I know.
I know.
Pass that
I
down.
want to go wine. No. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Well, this week was definitely crazy, but I think we got through everything.
yeah.
Still curious to know what's going to happen for next week. But I want to say thank you to our viewers on YouTube, on AfterBuzzTV.com. Those listening, thank you for joining us as always. Let's keep the convo going. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Christine Bean. I'm your host, Christine Alexis.
And I'm Ryann Graham. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan with 2 N's Graham, and on Instagram at Instagram, like Teddy Graham.
Hey guys, and I'm Parris Rose. You can find me on Instagram at Parris Rose or Snapchat.
All right, and I'm Jessica Williams. You can find me on Twitter at Miss Jessica WW and on Instagram at Miss Jessica Williams.
Peace out.
Cheers.
Cheers, gladiators.
Yes. And I like stretched.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.